When Darcy was 5, they discovered that he had an enlarged spleen, which is not a good sign, but all sorts of investigations took place and there was no indication of anything sinister. But in late 2009, he started to have a lot of nosebleeds, and what started to happen then was his platelet count started to rapidly drop. And platelets are our blood cells that help us not to bleed. So in June, I think it was June 2010, I left my job. I was caring for Darcy. And then following that, his white cell count dropped, which white cells are our protection against bacteria and viruses and our immune system. And not too long after that, it was discovered that he had severe aplastic anemia, which meant the bone marrow wasn't producing blood cells. You know, we were sort of 6-7 months into this, the more serious part of the illness, and Darcy was missing a lot of school, and I was really worried about, well, when he gets back to school, because that was my belief, what's going to happen? How will he be able to cope?
Well, no kid wants to be away from their friends for too long, so when I had to go to hospital, it was very difficult, and eventually you kind of get used to it, but it's never really the same. Then when eventually you get back into the system, everyone's kind of grown up and changed, but you haven't in a way.
Not only was I his carer, not only was I getting him to do hard things like blood tests and things he didn't want to do, but now, you know, I was his friend at home, and now here I am trying to be his teacher, and he just found that, you know, he didn't want me teaching him, and I don't blame him. We noticed that about mid-year 2011, he really started to lose the will to fight, and it was just getting too hard. And I thought I hadn't tried hard enough to keep him connected to his friends, and I needed to do more. When I asked the school, and when I asked the hospital school, and when I asked everybody to help more with that, that everyone would just say yes, and the opposite happened. I'm Megan Gilmour. Please join us at Sunday Assembly on the 18th of December to hear me talk about connection and what it means to me.